First contact and ultimatum. The vast emptiness of space stretched before Captain Maya Reeves as she guided the Audacity through its weekly test flight. The experimental vessel, barely larger than the old naval destroyers of Earth's oceans, represented humanity's most ambitious technological leap since the discovery of faster-than-light travel. Its sleek obsidian hull absorbed rather than reflected light, making it appear as little more than a shadow against the backdrop of stars. Systems check complete, Captain. Lieutenant Hiroshi Tanaka reported from the engineering station. Quantum displacement matrix is holding at 93% efficiency. That's 7 points higher than last week. Maya nodded, allowing herself a small smile of satisfaction. After 3 years of development, the Audacity was finally beginning to live up to its name, a human vessel that could potentially outmaneuver any known ship in explored space. Good work, Lieutenant. Let's take her back to Jupiter Station. I want the full diagnostic reports ready for Admiral Chandra by 800 tomorrow. As the Audacity banked toward the gas giant, where humanity's premier research facility orbited, a priority alert flashed across Maya's console. Her brow furrowed as she opened the encrypted channel. Captain Reeves, return to Earth Defense Command immediately. Admiral Chandra's voice came through, tense and clipped. We have a situation. 6 hours later, Maya stood in Earth's orbital command center alongside the highest-ranking military officials of the United Earth Alliance. The holographic display dominating the center of the room showed a massive fleet of unknown vessels moving steadily toward the Sol system. They appeared at the edge of our long-range sensors 3 days ago, Admiral Chandra explained, her normally composed features tight with concern. At first, we thought it might be a sensor malfunction. The sheer number of vessels seemed impossible. How many? Maya asked, studying the tactical display. Over 3,000 ships. The largest is approximately the size of Manhattan Island. A murmur rippled through the assembled officers. Humanity had colonized 12 star systems and maintained a respectable defense fleet of 400 vessels. Against this armada, they might as well be throwing stones. Have we established communication? General Okafor asked, his deep voice cutting through the nervous whispers. Yes, Chandra replied, tapping a command into the console. They responded to our hails an hour ago. The holographic display shifted to show a being unlike anything humanity had encountered in its century of space exploration. The alien had silvery metallic skin that seemed to flow like mercury and 6 eyes arranged in a hexagonal pattern around what appeared to be a sensory cluster rather than a conventional head. We are the Kavoran Imperium. The translation of the alien's melodic speech appeared as text below the image. Your species has been assessed and found to be occupying valuable cosmic territory. Your technological development rate exceeds acceptable parameters for non-integrated species. You will surrender your colonial holdings and submit to Kavoran guidance. Resistance is unnecessary and inefficient. The recording continued, detailing the terms of humanity's capitulation. No loss of life was threatened, merely the end of human independence and the incorporation of Earth and its colonies as client worlds under Kavoran control. They've given us 72 hours to prepare our formal surrender, Chandra concluded as the recording ended. Their flagship will arrive at Earth orbit at that time to accept our capitulation and begin the integration process. And if we refuse? Maya asked, though she already suspected the answer. They demonstrated their capabilities by disintegrating one of our outer system monitoring stations with a single energy discharge. General Okafor replied grimly. 19 personnel lost in an instant. The weapon was fired from beyond the orbit of Neptune. Maya studied the tactical displays showing the alien armada. The Kavoran ships moved with perfect synchronization, their formation maintaining precise spacing despite their enormous numbers. This wasn't just a show of force. It was a demonstration of absolute technological superiority. Have we detected any weaknesses? She asked. None, Admiral Chandra admitted. Their energy signatures indicate power systems beyond our comprehension. Our analysts estimate that even their smallest vessels outgun our largest battleships. The weight of the situation settled over the command center. Humanity faced subjugation by an overwhelmingly powerful alien force that had apparently decided their fate without considering them worthy of a true dialogue. "What about the Audacity?" Maya said suddenly, drawing surprised glances from around the room. Admiral Chandra's eyes narrowed. "The research vessel. Captain, this isn't the time." "With respect, Admiral, the Audacity isn't just a research vessel. The quantum displacement technology allows it to exist partially outside normal spacetime. Our conventional sensors can barely track it when the system is fully engaged. Would the Kavoran be able to?" A tense silence fell over the command center as the implications became clear. "You're suggesting we send an experimental ship with an untested weapons system against an alien armada?" General Okafor asked incredulously. "No," Maya replied, moving to the tactical display and zooming in on the largest alien vessel. "I'm suggesting we send the one ship they won't expect against their command vessel. The Kavoran clearly believe they understand our capabilities completely. The Audacity is the one thing they can't possibly know about. We've never deployed it beyond Jupiter's orbit, and all testing has been conducted under complete communications blackout." Admiral Chandra exchanged glances with the other senior officers. "What exactly are you proposing, Captain?" "Give me a small crew of volunteers. Let me take the Audacity to their flagship, while our fleet creates a diversion. If their command structure is anything like ours, disrupting their leadership could create enough confusion to buy us time to find another solution." "It's a suicide mission," someone muttered from the back of the room. Maya's gaze remained steady. "With respect, our choices appear to be certain subjugation or possible resistance. I prefer the latter." After hours of heated debate, the Strategic Defense Council approved Maya's proposal. The Audacity wasn't designed for combat. It carried only a modest armament of conventional weapons alongside its experimental quantum disruption system. But it represented humanity's only unpredictable factor in a confrontation where they were otherwise hopelessly outmatched. 48 hours later, Captain Reeves addressed the 22 volunteers who formed the Audacity's crew. Each was a specialist in their field, and each understood the desperate nature of their mission. "The Kavoran believe they know everything about us," Maya told them as they prepared for departure. "They've studied our conventional capabilities, analyzed our tactics, and determined we're not worth treating as equals. Today we prove them wrong." Lieutenant Tanaka, who had worked on the quantum displacement drive since its inception, spoke up from his station. "Captain, even with the improvements we've made, the system can only sustain full displacement for 20 minutes before requiring a reset cycle." "Then we'll make those 20 minutes count, Lieutenant," Maya replied, taking her position in the command chair. "All stations. Final systems check." As the crew confirmed their readiness, Maya opened a channel to Earth Defense Command. "Admiral Chandra, the Audacity is prepared for departure." "Understood, Captain." Chandra's voice came through, steady despite the gravity of the situation. "The fleet will move to create your diversion in exactly 6 hours. That should give you sufficient time to approach the Kavoran flagship undetected." "Acknowledged, Admiral." Maya hesitated, then added, "If we don't return." "You will return, Captain," Chandra interrupted firmly. "Humanity has faced extinction-level threats before. We're still here. There's something about us that keeps defying the odds." As the communication ended, Maya looked around at her crew, engineers, scientists, and officers who had volunteered for what could well be a one-way journey. "Helm, set course for intercept with the Kavoran flagship. Engage stealth systems and conventional engines only until we clear the solar system." The Audacity slipped away from Earth's orbital defense perimeter, a shadow among shadows as it began its journey toward the approaching alien armada. Behind it, humanity prepared for its greatest challenge. Ahead lay either a new chapter in human history or its final pages. The Kavoran had arrived at the edge of humanity's domain expecting easy conquest. In 72 hours, they would discover that humans did not surrender so easily, and that one small ship could change the course of an invasion. Defiance and victory. The Kavoran flagship dominated the view screen, a colossal structure that defied conventional shipbuilding logic. Its surface shifted and flowed like liquid metal, rearranging itself continuously, as though the vessel were a living organism rather than a construct. Magnificent, breathed Dr. Elena Novak, the Audacity's xenobiologist. Their technology appears to blur the line between biological and mechanical systems. Captain Maya Reeves didn't share the scientist's academic appreciation. She saw only the instrument of humanity's potential subjugation, a vessel so vast and advanced that it made Earth's most powerful battleships look like primitive toys. Distance to target, she asked, never taking her eyes off the alien flagship. 800,000 kilometers in closing, navigator Sarah Chen reported. We're maintaining course along the projected blind spot in their sensor grid. For the past 16 hours, the Audacity had been approaching the Kavoran fleet using only conventional propulsion systems, its revolutionary quantum displacement drive powered down to minimize any detectable energy signature. The ship's passive sensors had mapped the aliens' detection grid, revealing patterns that suggested potential weaknesses. Earth fleet is moving into position, Communications Officer Raj Patel announced. Admiral Chandra confirms Operation Diversion will commence in 15 minutes. Maya nodded. Prepare the quantum displacement drive. We'll need maximum efficiency when we make our move. Lieutenant Tanaka's fingers danced across his console. Drive is primed, Captain. Power cells at full capacity. We'll have exactly 18 minutes at full displacement before the system requires a reset. 18 minutes to infiltrate an alien flagship and discover something, anything, that might give humanity a fighting chance. The odds were astronomical, but they were better than no chance at all. Message from Admiral Chandra, Patel reported. Give them hell, Audacity. Maya allowed herself a small smile. Acknowledge with count on it. All hands, prepare for displacement. This is what we've trained for. The view screen suddenly erupted with activity as hundreds of human vessels emerged from behind Earth's moon, accelerating toward the Kavoran fleet in a textbook pincer formation. The diversion had begun. The Kavoran are responding, Tactical Officer Carmen Rodriguez reported. Their formation is shifting to address the threat. Energy readings indicate weapons charging throughout their fleet. Now, Lieutenant Tanaka. Full displacement. The Audacity shuddered as its revolutionary drive engaged. Reality seemed to blur around them as the ship partially phased out of conventional spacetime, existing simultaneously in multiple quantum states, to conventional sensors, both human and, theoretically, Kavoran. The Audacity effectively disappeared. Displacement successful, Tanaka confirmed, his voice tight with concentration. 17 minutes, 40 seconds of operational time remaining. Full burn toward the flagship, Maya ordered. Target the structure near what appears to be their command section. The Audacity accelerated, its engines pushing it to velocities that would have been impossible for a fully corporeal vessel. As they closed on the massive alien ship, the quantum displacement technology allowed them to pass directly through the Kavoran's outer defensive screens as though they weren't there. Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy patterns within the flagship, Science Officer Yuri Petrov reported, his eyes wide with surprise. Their power distribution it's nothing like our analyses predicted. There appears to be a central nexus, almost like a nervous system, connecting all major systems. Maya leaned forward. Can you pinpoint the location? Petrov worked his console frantically. Yes, approximately 2 kilometers into the vessel from our current approach vector. It's generating a quantum signature that's interfering with our displacement field. That's our target, Maya decided instantly. Helm, adjust course. As the Audacity penetrated deeper into the alien vessel, passing through physical barriers as though they were mist, the crew watched in awe as they witnessed the inner workings of Kavoran technology. What had appeared to be solid metal from the outside was revealed as a complex lattice of energy fields and metamaterials that reconfigured themselves continuously. Displacement field stability dropping, Tanaka warned. The interference is getting stronger. 15 minutes remaining. Keep pushing, Maya ordered. Tactical, prepare quantum torpedoes. If we find something vulnerable, we'll only get one shot. The ship's sensors continued mapping the flagship's internal structure as they approached the energy nexus Petra had identified. What they found defied human understanding. A swirling vortex of energy that seemed to connect not just to the flagship's systems, but somehow reached out beyond it. Captain, Dr. Novak said slowly, studying the sensor readings, I believe this is more than just a power source. The quantum signatures suggest a form of consciousness, distributed artificial intelligence, perhaps, or something we have no framework to understand. Could it be their command structure? Maya asked. Possibly more than that, Novak replied. It might be their entire civilization's central processing hub. These readings suggest connections extending to every vessel in their fleet. Maya's mind raced with the implications. If the Kavoran operated as a single networked entity, rather than individual ships with independent command structures, it would explain their perfect formation coordination and potentially offer a critical vulnerability. Displacement field failing, Tanaka announced urgently. 10 minutes remaining, but we're becoming partially corporeal. We've been detected, Rodriguez confirmed, her voice tense. Internal defense systems are activating. Energy beams began to coalesce around them, probing the space the Audacity occupied as the ship flickered between quantum states. Captain, I'm receiving a transmission, Paddle reported with surprise. It's addressing us directly. On speakers, Maya ordered. Human vessel, came the same melodic voice they had heard in the ultimatum, though now tinged with something that might have been curiosity. Your presence within our collective is unexpected. Your technology is anomalous. Maya exchanged glances with her officers before responding. This is Captain Maya Reeves of the Earth vessel Audacity. We're here to negotiate terms other than surrender. A pause followed, longer than would be expected for mere signal transmission. Negotiation was not offered, the voice finally replied. Your species was assessed and categorized. The decision is optimal. Optimal for whom? Maya challenged. You claim to have studied us, yet you missed this ship and its capabilities. What else have you failed to understand about humanity? Another pause, even longer this time. Your argument introduces uncertainty into our assessment parameters. This is problematic. Displacement field critical, Tanaka warned. 7 minutes remaining. Maya made her decision. Target their nexus with quantum torpedoes. Prepare to fire on my command. Captain, Dr. Novak interjected urgently. If this truly is their collective consciousness, destroying it could be considered genocide. Maya hesitated, weighing the moral implications against humanity's survival. Open channel again. When the connection was established, she addressed the Kavoran directly. We've identified your central nexus. We have weapons targeted on it now. We don't want to destroy you, but we will not surrender our independence. The response came more quickly this time. Impossible. Your weapons cannot affect the collective. Our quantum torpedoes exist partially outside normal spacetime, just as our ship does. Would you stake your entire civilization on your certainty? Silence followed. In the tense moments that passed, Maya could sense her crew holding their breath. Field collapse imminent, Tanaka reported. 5 minutes. Finally, the alien voice returned, its melodic quality now containing a distinct note of uncertainty. This scenario was not within our prediction models. A reassessment is required. Here are our terms, Maya stated firmly. The Kavoran will withdraw from Earth space immediately. You will acknowledge humanity's sovereignty over its current territories, and you will engage in diplomatic relations with us, as equals, not subjects. Your proposal contradicts established Kavoran protocols for species integration. Then change your protocols, Maya replied simply. Adaptation is survival. Surely a species as advanced as yours understands that. 4 minutes to field collapse, Tanaka warned. The response, when it came, surprised everyone on the bridge. We will withdraw to neutral space and recalibrate our assessment parameters. Your species possesses unanticipated variables. Relief washed through the command center, but Maya maintained her composure. We'll expect your fleet to begin withdrawing immediately. The Audacity will remain here until we confirm your retreat. Acknowledged, Captain Reeves. The collective acknowledges the necessity of reevaluation. As the communication ended, the sensors showed the massive Kavoran fleet already beginning to adjust its formation, vessels turning away from Earth. They're actually retreating. Rodriguez confirmed, disbelief evident in her voice. Displacement field collapsing, Tanaka announced. We're fully corporeal now. Maya gripped the arms of her command chair, expecting the flagship's internal defenses to obliterate them now that they were vulnerable. Instead, a clear path seemed to form through the shifting internal structure of the vessel, leading back toward open space. They're letting us go, Navigator Chen questioned. Take the invitation, Maya ordered. Get us out of here before they reconsider. The Audacity accelerated along the provided path, emerging from the alien flagship into open space just as their quantum displacement drive went offline completely. Admiral Chandra is hailing us, Paddle reported. She's asking if we're responsible for the Kavoran retreat. Maya leaned back in her chair, allowing herself to breathe fully for the first time in what felt like hours. Tell her mission accomplished. The Kavoran have agreed to diplomatic relations. As the Audacity rejoined the Earth fleet, the massive alien armada continued its withdrawal, their perfect formation now somehow less menacing. Humanity had stood on the brink of subjugation and found a way, not through overwhelming force, but through demonstrating that they were more than the sum of their assessments. 3 weeks later, Captain Maya Reeves stood before the United Earth Council, concluding her official report on the encounter. The Kavoran miscalculated, she explained to the assembled representatives. They studied our conventional capabilities and believed they understood us completely. But they failed to account for human ingenuity, our ability to develop technologies they hadn't anticipated, and our willingness to take risks when faced with extinction. And what happens when they complete their reassessment? Asked one of the counselors. Will they return with new strategies to counter our advantages? Possibly, Maya acknowledged. But our first diplomatic exchange with their representatives suggests something unexpected. The Kavoran appear to have developed a certain respect for humanity. They've encountered many species in their expansion, but we're apparently the first to surprise them in over a millennium. The council chambers filled with murmurs at this revelation. We've been invited to send representatives to a neutral location for ongoing diplomatic discussions, Maya continued, and they shared preliminary technological data as a gesture of good faith, including advancements that could revolutionize our understanding of quantum physics. Admiral Chandra, seated among the military advisors, leaned forward. What's your assessment, Captain? Can we trust them? Maya considered the question carefully. I believe we can work with them, Admiral. The Kavoran aren't evil. They're systematic. They categorize and assimilate species they consider predictable. By demonstrating our unpredictability, we force them to create a new category. As the council meeting concluded, Maya found herself looking out at the stars visible through the chamber's massive windows. Somewhere out there, the Kavoran were reassessing everything they thought they knew about humanity. The galaxy had expected an invasion, a swift subjugation of yet another developing species. Instead, a single human ship had changed everything, not through superior firepower, but by demonstrating the one quality that truly separated humanity from other species, the refusal to be defined by others' expectations. And in doing so, the Audacity had earned humanity its place among the stars, not as subjects, but as equals.